is Monday, another week. Hello. I see you guys. Crumbling Cube, I see Claudia, hi. And Tanya, hi guys. Hi, good morning. It's so good to see you, love. I miss you. I want to definitely jump into Ipsy's office once you guys reopen. I don't even know if you're still there, but I would imagine so. I see Mr. Flo, and I see Akis and Monet. Hello, Tori. Alexandra, hello everyone. Good morning. I've taken several days off of doing my regular 11:11 live streams, so it's really nice to be back. So for those of you guys just joining, welcome. You guys know the drill. I like to really create serious vibes and a really beautiful, safe container, because we're going to drop in and see what Spirit has. Hi, Kimber. Hello. The Modern Nanny. Hello. So I'm going to light some Palo Santo. And I see Maury. Hello. Maurelia. Hello. How's everyone feeling? If you're watching, what's your name, your first name, where are you tuning in from, and how is your heart feeling? What is the first word that comes to mind when you think of how your heart is feeling? I like to tune in to you guys' energy and feel how you're feeling. Okay, Tanya's feeling super heavy this week. Canada, thank you for being so vulnerable and honest. You landed here at just the right time, and it looks like, you were listening to your intuition, so welcome. I see you, Kay, hello. It's interesting because as these things continue to settle, I've been going through waves myself. I really want to get this Palo Santo going, because as I light this for myself and cleanse my spirit and my space, I do this on behalf of all of us. So it is not just the Lynette Sine show. I want you guys to know that I'm here to really hold space and show up for you too. So Tanya, I'm here for you, sister. Let's drop in. So I'm gonna go ahead and cleanse. So just feel, just allow yourself to feel really present right now. Just take some conscious breaths with me. Really help detoxify your system. Take a few deep breaths and really drop in. I'm gonna go ahead and cleanse around this area too. I really think it's important to attune to your energy, so I'm just gonna go ahead and slow it down just a bit. Just go ahead, and if it feels comfortable for you, breathe along with me. If you woke up this morning and you have breath in your lungs and your beautiful heart is beating, what a gift. There's so much gratitude to give. Even though it might not look like it from the numbers in your bank account or whatever the feelings of lack, fear, scarcity. There's a lot happening, but there is infinite, absolute infinite in your vessel. You have trillions of cells, so abundance is in your very nature. And so there's so much gratitude for that. There's so much gratitude for realizing that every single cell in your body is such a gift. So continue to come back to that sweet remembrance that abundance is all around you. It is in you. It is you. I have this little filter of the stars here for a very specific reason, to remind you that you are made of the same things that stars are made of. We all are. So this is why I love to say sis stars and miss stars. Thank you, Kay. Thank you. I hope that you're enjoying that book. It's beautiful. And I see Mariah and Allison and those just joining, so thank you for being here. I recognize that there is so much to pay attention to these days. So if you landed here, yes, you, I might not know you by name, I might not know your story or exactly what you're walking through, but I have come very prepared for even just this small magic moment with you. Hi, Dilkash, D1, hello, and Sarah, I see you, sister. Thank you for being here. Thank you for attuning in and taking us a short moment with me. I'm gonna be live here for the next hour to really drop in and co-create some magic along with you guys. I wanna know where you're tuning in from, your name, where you're tuning in from, and how your heart is feeling. I've been going live now for the past couple months and just dropping in and consulting the cards here. So we're going to do a live card pull here in a moment. But what I'd like to do first is really create and usher forward people that are still going to be coming in. So I am actually connecting spirit to spirit with people that might not have landed here yet. So I noticed that as I kind of start the live streams, it kind of filters in and out of different souls. So I really want to call in the people that need to hear this message today. So I'm going to go ahead and usher in all of the gates. I love to co-create with my legion of angels, and I call on them by name, a few of them. I call a few of them by name and call them in to really protect this container, because it's very, very important to me. And it's such a gift to co-create this space with you guys. So thank you for being here. So if it feels comfortable for you, oh, good. I'm so glad you're here, Duwan. Thank you. Go ahead and I'm gonna have you do some shoulder rolls. So wherever you are, it really just helps create space. And I know that a lot of the tension that I feel comes from this area, my back. So I just kind of breathe through that, so you can do some shoulder rolls and then some neck rolls. And this just helps give your sciatic nerve that hits from all the way to your brain, all the way down your spinal cord. Helps to create more space. And this is where here's Cash, he's trying to get out here. Here you go, baby. He's just always, go the other way. There we go. Okay, my dog. Tuning in from Florida. My heart is in amazement. From all of the magic that has been unfolding lately. Sarah, I'm so happy to hear that. I would love to hear more. So if any of you guys are open to coming live with me, I would love to have a few of you tune in with me and chat. Hi, Janet and Suzette. And I see Jerry John and Elenis. Hello. So after we get some movement in our systems here, you can kind of do one of these. And why don't we do 30 seconds of Ego Eradicator? This is a Kundalini breathwork exercise. It's a really easy one to kind of just get yourself back into alignment. So what you can do is just put your hands up just like this. Just like this. You see the pads of your fingers, and you're going to keep your thumbs out. So keep your thumbs out like this, arms up, and you create almost like a Y shape. And then you're going to do almost like pant like a dog, like, but you're going to keep your mouth closed. And so it's just going through the nose. And you're doing it from the gut, the belly right here. So go hands up, and we're going to do 30 seconds to a minute. We'll see how it goes. So this is a really great detoxifier, and it's called the Ego Eradicator. So we're getting back into spirit. So let's go ahead and do this. Ready? The count of 3. 1, 2, big breath in, 3. And you're gonna keep it going, panting. We're almost done. And then what you're gonna do is connect your thumbs, keep going. Fingers out. Little suck in, get more air. And then you're gonna connect your fingers like this, almost like you have a ball. With a deep breath out, you comb through your auric field and plant your hands on the ground. And this just helps to keep us grounded. It really just claims our sovereignty and helps us to take ownership of our auric field, knowing that it is ours. This auric field that you have around you, which every one of us have. It's this beautiful bubble of energy. And some of us, have a little bit wider auras that we hold different space, and it kind of goes outward, sometimes upwards of 12 feet. In the human design, I'm a manifester, so my auric field tends to be a little bit wider, and I kind of cover some people within my auric field. And so it's really important for me to really heal my auric field at night, because sometimes it can become like Swiss cheese almost, like becomes porous, and other people's energies can swoop in, and kind of you can be carrying energetic fields that aren't necessarily yours. So does this resonate with you guys? Do you guys feel sometimes like you're just feeling like a little lethargic or heavy, and you're feeling like, man, I don't feel like this is all mine. I'm just feeling like there's a lot, like of course I'm overwhelmed, but sometimes it doesn't feel like it's all yours, and that's because chances are it's not. So yes, we are carrying sometimes other people. So in my private one-on-one work, we do some guided meditations to really help you reclaim and breathe light into all of your 7 chakra systems, and also just help heal your auric field. Hi Ben, and hi Laura, Mariah, I see, and Brown Sis, beautiful, and Chris, hello, I see you guys just joining. Lauren James, hi, thank you for being here. Ben, I'm excited for our night on Wednesday. So really taking ownership of your auric field. It can be just simple tools and practices that kind of just jolt you right back into alignment. So this is the kind of work that I do with my private clients. Okay, Tanya's saying, absolutely, I'm a sponge. I need to cleanse energy. I teach my daughter this too. She sweeps off energy, throws it in an imaginary bowl of salt water. Wow, what a gift to teach your daughter at such a young age. That is so beautiful, Tanya. Thank you. Because as you teach your daughter, you're teaching it to the collective. You're thinking of legacy. So thank you for allowing her to understand energetics at such a young age. I was not really raised to understand this on this deep of a level. I have beautiful foundation in my spirituality, growing up in the Christian church and, having, devout Christian parents, but there was more. So now I've kind of just continued to expand upon my knowledge, and this is a really important one. So thank you. And I see you, Sandra and Nadia. Hello. I'd love to know you guys' first name, where you're tuning in from, and how your heart is feeling, because we're about to do a card reading, and I'd love to attune to all of your energies. So this is a card reading for us as a collective right now. This is just our little private group, and we're gonna get some really deep insight from the angelic realm, from the spirit realm, our ancestors. Hi Maddie, hi my love. So I'm gonna go ahead and usher in our archangels right now. Hi Tasia. So I invite you, if it feels comfortable for you, only if it feels comfortable for you. Hi Laura, thank you, beautiful. Satya, hi, hello. So if it feels comfortable for you, I'm gonna go ahead and usher in the gates, just so that we're very protected here, and it's very intentional. So go ahead, and if it feels comfortable, only close your eyes and put your hands over your heart with me, and just receive this as truth. It's such a gift to come to this space. And you guys are able to call on this realm at any time. So everything that you see I'm doing is completely available to you too. So as I usher in the gates, just imagine I'm drawing a circle around this container that's just for us, okay? Just for us. So imagine as we start in the east that we're gonna make our way back to the north, and I'm drawing a circle. It's beautiful. So we begin in the east, and we think Archangel Raphael. beautiful archangel, the healer magician. So of course I really resonate with this archangel. Those air signs that might be in this group, call on Archangel Raphael, the angel of the air. They are a representation and protection for the astral realm, or the air, just like kind of the astral realm. Archangel Raphael, and they are represented by this beautiful emerald green color. So you can imagine this emerald green just whisking into your room, like this beautiful soft light energy that just comes in like soft and gentle, this healer magician. So magic and mystery. Imagine the way that I visualize it is almost like this glittery sort of smoke just coming in. Beautiful, beautiful, this turquoise emerald green. And then we move over to the south, and the south is protected by Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, the warrior. They have this big sword, the warrior, just on guard for us. And you can imagine that emerald green turning into this beautiful electric blue energy, this electric blue sweeping over your space, just all throughout around you, just protecting and holding down the grid, the light grid for us here. And just continue to soften and breathe, relax, just get grounded in your body. Remember that we don't have to do this alone. We can call on these beautiful legion of angels to war on our behalf. It's beautiful. We're not in this alone, you guys. So from the south, we move over to the west, represented by Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel, thank you for being here. This beautiful diamond white energy. So you can imagine the electric blue swirling into this diamond white. Beautiful, like glittery smoke, the way I visualize it, just sweeping around you and covering your space. Like water. It's represented by the element of water in the west. And there's a symbol of this chalice. There's a symbol of a chalice. Breathe, soften. And then we end over in the north. Archangel Uriel. And Uriel is represented by this beautiful, rich, ruby red energy. So you can imagine the diamond white swirling into this rich ruby red, grounding us in as the Archangel of Earth, element of Earth, grounding us into this space, into this 3D beautiful jewelry case for your soul. This is the 3D. This is our beautiful avatar locking us into this 3D experience. And we just end off in the north, closing up this circle, and we invite Great Spirit, Source Energy, Love, the force that binds all things to the universe, that which I believe to be love. Very, very simple. You know, it says, it's been written, choose you this day whom you will serve. It's a very simple choice, just like in the Matrix, right? You've got fear or love. And today I invite you to choose love. And continue to breathe as you receive this as truth. Moving out any energy that isn't serving your highest. Open body, soften, relax. Just recognizing that breathing out, you can just imagine all energy that is not serving you, releasing. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. There's so much to be grateful for. What a gift. Another day, another week, and it is May the 4th. So, can quietly come back to this space, slowly blinking your eyes, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, if you had your eyes closed. May the 4th be with you. I do have a little bit of a lisp because I have a crooked tooth, so I do have a little bit of a lisp, so it's funny for me to say May the 4th be with you. Okay, hello, I see Johnny, a fellow magician, beautiful. I owe you a text back, my brother. I've been moving, so thank you for your patience. Shane and Susie, and I see Liv, beautiful, and Marianne, Kimberly, thank you for being here. Now that we have ushered in all of this beautiful, beautiful spirit realm, we are able to now consult with the cards. And this is fun that I have a magician here because I am, of course, into illusions and fun magic, but I also believe that there is real magic all around, and it doesn't require any sort of sleight of hand or tricks or any sort of illusion, but rather inviting in the spirit realm just like we did, and being conscious and co-creating with heaven looks like allowing yourself to be open and hearing from spirit, attuning in that way. And doing card readings for me has shifted my reality because I've allowed my higher self. I believe that there is the ego, right? And then higher self. So this is directly being able to hear from higher self. So I have some beautiful, I have the Work Your Light deck from Rebecca Campbell. She's a spiritual teacher of mine. She has beautiful, beautiful wisdom to share. I see you, Misty. Hello, sweetheart. And a Beauty Ecology. Hello. If you guys want to screenshot this deck has literally changed my life. Changed my life because we were casting spells. I wasn't even aware of the spells that I was casting. I've got my magic wand here. If you guys followed my story from earlier, I made a wand out of rowan wood. So as a real magician, the energy of the wand that you carry, this is an actual real wooden wand because energy is stored within wood. There's a beautiful spiritual meaning to different kinds of wood. So I actually have my new little wand. So we're going to be casting some spells today. So are you guys with me? Are you guys ready to cast some spells? What I mean by that is abracadabra in Hebrew, one of the original languages, means I create as I speak. That's what abracadabra means. So when you declare things out loud and you say they are so, they become manifest in your life. They manifest, So what I would like to do today, because I'm really sensing a shift and an awareness that we really need to reunify our masculine and our feminine energies. We each hold both within us, and it is a polarity that lives within us. So my spirit has really been leading me to be vulnerable and share this with you guys. So I'm going to now just, really be vulnerable and share some things that have been coming up for me lately, and even in my private work with clients. It's been the topic of mental health, and obviously across the board, I think a lot of us are sensing that there's a really big, there's a lack right now. There's a lack of support and tools. So I see you, Sarah and Kyle and Kimberly and Chris. Hello, I can't wait for our podcast. It's so exciting. And hi, Kyle. So good to see you, babe. There's been a lack of tools and support when it comes to mental health. And I think there's labels being kind of thrown out. For instance, the understanding of being bipolar has really been something that I've been meditating a lot on. And as I've been doing work between my own God and Goddess reunification, which is this, the infinity symbol, let me elaborate and explain. I have both the divine feminine living within me and divine masculine, because I am both my father and my mother, and together they created me, a sovereign being, a little starseed that came through and decided to incarnate at such a time as this, to really help consciousness to rise. And I believe that we are bipolar individuals by nature because we have both energies and they have not been affirmed. So men that are watching here, can I get a show of hands at all? If you guys want to just put a hand up and say, you maybe have not been affirmed for being effeminate in any way. Men are not super affirmed for being soft and tender and graceful And these are all ways of being that are so crucial to how we show up in the world. And women, it has not been affirmed to be strong and in your full expression and vocal, and really outspoken and wild and free. It has not been affirmed. So in my own spiritual awakening, I have realized that if I would have gone to a psychologist, I am sure, I didn't go down that path personally. I've worked with a lot of therapists and a lot of different life coaches and, spiritual teachers, but I guarantee you I could have easily been diagnosed with being bipolar, because I had been going through this battle within of being like, well, I'm just the doer, and I have very masculine tendencies, and then my inside feminine, right? My feminine side, it battles that. And so there's been this internal battle, because I'm like trying to be this soft, gentle spirit, but also in my full expression and aware and confident. And so the ego and your higher self continue to battle and duke it out, because you're like, who am I really? What am I trying to do here? And I don't know if any of you guys would feel like this resonates, but I know that I see Hannah kind of being like, hell yeah, girl. That was like your little way. I saw the little hearts come through. So I know that this really resonated when I talked about some of this in my boot camp with some of my beautiful sisters. Hi, BC, how are you? And I see Kelvin and Latoy, Paula, hello. So I don't know if this resonates with you, but this internal battle, and some may call it spiritual warfare, some may call it being bipolar, some may call it, the death to self. And the truth is, in my experience anyway, so I'll speak from my experience, that it's not actually possible. Ooh, I lost my little stars. It's not actually possible to have a full death to self, death to ego. I think that we do our best, and we show up, and we do our daily disciplines, and we show up and we do our damn best to be fully aligned spiritually and attuned to spirit. But we need to instead of have death to self, yes, it's like death to the ego in some ways, but to make peace and harmony with your ego is really the goal. That's what creates the balance and the unification, that infinity symbol. So that is what I'm calling forth in all of you, is just to feel this balance. So I would love to do a card reading. And, I think all of us are kind of awakening to the idea that we are called to rise at such a time as this. A lot of us are being called to rise up. And I know that if you landed here, again, I just want to take a moment to say thank you. I know there's so much to pay attention to these days. So the fact that you landed right here, right now, at this very moment in history and herstory, wow, what a gift. So I don't take it lightly. I honor you and your time. And I thank you for just hanging out with me for a magic moment. I'd like to consult with Rebecca Campbell. She's, like I said, a beautiful spiritual teacher. She has these oracle cards. So we're just going to open up to spirit and see what we have got today. So I'm going to go ahead and give these a shuffle. And we're going to do a collective reading. So I'd like you to, if you are here, give me one word, the first word that comes to mind when you put your hands over your heart and you ask and tune in with your spirit how you are feeling. How you are feeling. Do it. Take just a moment just to check in. Take a breath. And I'll lead by example. Today I am feeling May the 4th. Today I am feeling optimistic. I had a beautiful morning walk with my sweet sister Jessica Dahl, and we are really planning some beautiful things. So today I'm feeling optimistic personally. I know that that's not going to be the consensus across the board, so please feel free to be vulnerable, share exactly where you're at. You're safe here. You are so held. So no matter how you are feeling, I've got you. And like I said, that's why we called in our archangels and God. And so we're all here to hold this beautiful space. So however you are feeling, I can promise you that after this, you are going to leave feeling just a little bit lighter, because you are here on purpose with such a mission. And I'm here just to remind you that we are all on the same team, and that we are spirits living in a human experience, and we are so powerful, so capable, and so worthy of the highest, the highest, the highest, the highest. So these cards are going to give us some divine intervention, some instant guidance from above. And so let's see. Oh, we have Kay, just did my human design, trying to make sense of it all. So, a projector, beautiful. And I see you, Hannah. We have Paula, feeling fulfilled. Sarah, aware. Lauren, peaceful. Connected. Misunderstood. Okay, beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And I see you, Cassie. Thank you for being here. Misunderstood. I know that that's a hard thing to feel, but I love that word. Do any of you guys that are here right now feel a sense of being misplaced? A sense of not knowing exactly why you're here? Like you just don't quite fit. If so, welcome. You are a starseed. And what I mean by starseed is, as your parents shared seed, literally, they created you, and it was written in the stars, right? In this divine narrative that you would come down and incarnate for such a time as this to carry on legacy. And what an honor to be here. What an honor. Whew, I've got barking dogs. Hey, Cash, come here, my love. Cash, come here. Come here, Cashy. Come here. Come here. Come sit. Come sit with me. Come here. Come here. Yeah, come here. I know. We have maintenance men fixing our lights. Come here. And so they are very protective over us. Okay, we're back. Come sit on down. And hold it down in the spirit animal realm for us, Cash. Okay. So, yes, I'm getting yeses. Beautiful. Okay, one more shuffle. I love these cards because I was able to come back to the awareness of myself being a starseed, light leader, light worker. So this is why I share these cards with you. I tune in and ask Spirit which cards to use, and today it was these. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do a spread here. And I want you guys to also attune into your own intuition. So I am going to show you the spread here. And I'm going to ask you guys, I did this last week and it was great. So I'm going to ask you guys to attune, put your hand over your heart and just ask, where is Spirit leading? Left or right? And then go ahead and put in the comments, left or right, or middle, left, right, middle. Where are we feeling called to today? You guys are going to help me do this card pull. What are we getting? Left. Okay, we got left last time too. Okay, so between middle and left. All right, great. So this is my left here. So we're going to go between these areas. I'll cut it in the middle. How about that? Okay. Give us instant guidance, Great Spirit. Just give us instant guidance, optimism, hope, and a sweet remembrance of who we are. Beautiful. I have another Lynette. Oh my gosh, what a sweet gift. Hello. And Leanne, Mary Soul. Hi, Janet. I see you guys. Okay. We pulled Trust Your Path. Trust Your Path. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous card. Intuitively, what do you guys see? I love to include you guys in on this because you guys' intuition is so spot on as well. Everything you see in me is something that already exists within you. So as I tap in and I just share a stream of conscious, you guys are able to do the same. It's like a muscle, your intuition, just exercising it. So what do you see in this card? I know it's a little hard with all this glitter, but this is us right here. And look at this beautiful temple. This is where we're heading. Beautiful. And these gorgeous waters. How stunning. So I have a question for you guys. If you knew you would be supported fully, money is no block, there is no blocks, what would you do? If you knew you would be fully supported, what would you do? That's my question to you guys. I just want you to, it's a rhetorical question. I want you to sit on it for a moment. Sit on that for just a moment and really tap in and think. If money was no object, if there was no barriers to entry, what would you do? Sarah said both of your daughters had a dream. They're walking through a doorway with no door. Wow. That's exactly what this is. A portal. Yeah. Oh, wow. To the promised land. As guardians of this new earth, that's where we're heading, you guys. Okay, let me read this to you. Miss Erin, bright property where I can have ultimate houses for all my family. Yes, how beautiful. That's such a great vision to hold. I definitely see that too. I'm definitely in on that. That sounds incredible. Okay, here, are we ready for this? Go ahead and again, just allow this to resonate for you. This is just for you. If you landed here, this message is for you. It's not an accident that you landed here, even though it may seem so. The universe is conspiring. Keep facing your true north. Your job is not to pave the path, but to simply keep facing your true north and to take one step after another. If you do this, you can't go wrong. The universe is conspiring. Don't waver or doubt. Use your heart as a compass and put one foot in front of the other. If you follow the invisible trail of what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying. Most people don't follow the highest call of their soul because they are waiting to see the end destination before they take the first step. If you take just one baby step each day, within a year, you will have taken 365 steps in your dedicated direction. If you want to write a book, I do. Write a page every day. If you want to change careers, do one thing every day in dedication to that. Before you know it, in just a year from now, you will turn back and look in awe at how far you have journeyed. Keep moving and open yourself up to a whole new level of support and receiving. You are not going to work out the way... let me read this again. Things are not going to work out the way you are planning. But if you have a little faith and keep showing up, they will work out even better than you can possibly imagine. Try not to micromanage the universe. Trust your path and let your soul lead the way. Wow. This is such a perfect card to pull at this very moment, especially for myself, and I'm sure it resonated with a lot of you too. For me specifically, it's absolutely awe-inspiring to me how much can shift in 1 year. Because a year ago, this very week, I was ending my contract with one of the largest beauty companies in the world. Some of you might have heard of it. It's called Ipsy. And I was on salary. I was one of their featured talent. I was making a lot of money for doing very little, to be honest. I was showing up on camera and doing, beauty tutorial videos, and it was such an honor and really a beautiful experience. But I was also in a very toxic relationship. And I felt all of these things leading up to a really massive shift. It was the year of completion for me, for many things. I knew I was not happy in the industry that I was in the way that I was showing up. So it's not that exactly. That's how I met Erin, my sweet Erin. I didn't like how the direction of the beauty industry was going. I didn't feel like a light leader because I was in such a toxic relationship. So I was still so desiring to show up as a light worker. And I was already, working with cards and really trying to show up, but I was so empty in other areas that I just couldn't muster up enough strength to show up at my full capacity. Sandra, that's how you found me too. Wow. So yeah, everything was exactly how it was supposed to be, because it was such an honor and a gift to be in that experience. But I was drained. I was so drained. And this is, you guys, in 1 year. And those, Sandra and Erin, those of you guys that have been following me for a little bit are probably going, am I not? Like, I look different. I just think my energy even is coming so much differently across because I am in alignment now. I am watching myself in full surrender, in full trust. So a year ago, almost to the day, I was being faced with paperwork that was ending my contract at Ipsy, and they were no longer, re-signing, or it wasn't really an option to re-sign. So I felt, inner childhood abandonment because I had been so held financially, and I had so much support from a team. I had a full crew with a production budget and a studio to film in, and I was flying first class, and I had all these brands pining to work with me, and I felt my marriage crumbling. I felt, that I needed to move out of the city, and I felt just a big shift coming, and I was so scared, you guys. This time last year, I was just absolutely beside myself because I was like, what is going to happen? I don't know what is going to happen. And I clung to these cards. I clung to my journal. I clung to my prayer and my sacred ritual because I knew that I just needed to continue to put one foot in front of the other. I had no other choice. I couldn't plan much further ahead than one day at a time. And I was forced to completely release into the arms of full trust and surrender from God, the goddess, just great spirit. And I really, that was when my full spiritual awakening really happened, because I had to allow myself to be held, and I had to lean into support from tribe and those that showed up for me during that time. Whoa. The people that showed up during that time, and then the people that, fell away, has been enlightening. It's been enlightening to just see, this is just honest. Now, of course, it's funny that Matt Whitlock, who's a dear, dear brother, but I was involved, in a really deep way. I was the Christian worship leader's wife, at a church here in Los Angeles. And I didn't get one message from the church when Corey and I decided to separate. Not one. Not one from anybody at the church. So to be in leadership at that capacity and then not have received any sort of, and I know I'm radically responsible for my own as well. But it was just really telling to me, and I was like, interesting. The second that you kind of steer away from sometimes the flock and you decide to go on your own path, it is very interesting to see who kind of like shows up and is like willing to just kind of walk with you through some of the really hard moments, and then those that are just kind of like, this is too much, you go ahead and deal with your own stuff, and when it's easy, then of course I'll walk with you, but when it's tougher. So it's all just, again, a metaphor, and it's all beautiful. It happened exactly as it was meant to, but the tribe that kind of had surrounded me are a lot of people that had some wrestling with organized religion, and we're just kind of like, this is not the tools. These are not the tools. I'm really seeking truth here. I'm really seeking support, and my mental health is being really compromised through some of these situations, and I can't just physically just pray. I need to get back in my body. I can't just be here in the astral realm praying. This is a bruise from, don't worry guys, I'm not in an abusive relationship anymore. That was the last few years. We're over that. But I slipped and fell and hit my arm. I went to grab myself and I almost broke my arm last week. Oh my gosh, it was the worst, and this is still healing, so don't worry, I'm good. I've gotten clear. But it's been a very eye-opening experience to see those of us that have kind of co-created church in a different capacity. And just this morning I was sitting with a dear sister and we were praying because we're working on a really beautiful program to share with all of you that are interested. And we already prayed and sat together holding hands and praying to God, just asking those that are feeling called to continue to do deeper work. Maybe you are involved in some sort of spiritual community, but are needing some extra support. Some people to really walk with you through some different tools that aren't always as accessible. And again, I am not by any means throwing shade at the church necessarily. I just think it needs to expand and grow. And how do you steer, the Titanic away from the iceberg? Very slowly, I'm aware. But we just need some extra support. So my spirituality has continued to evolve, and I have actually found so much resonance in my spiritual life now, my spiritual walk now more than ever. And I now am connected in a way that I never even honestly have experienced in my whole life growing up in deeply spiritual environments. And there's been this beautiful veneer, I believe, that people kind of just paint on and they walk through the motions. But when it gets real, when the spiritual warfare gets real, it's a challenging thing. Sarah, you resonate with that? Yeah. It's just a pattern. It's just something that I've been bearing witness to, and it's all beautiful and it's all divinely ordained and orchestrated. And I know that we're going to see religion crumble. We're watching financial systems crumble and religion crumble in the next 4 years. So you're going to remember me saying this, but we're going to see them crumble because we're coming back to the sacred feminine, the Holy Spirit that lives in you. It lives in you, and it's the divine feminine. We have really gotten lost in the patriarchal vision of the Father God, and we have forgotten about the concept that God is neither male nor female, but both, right? This beautiful, energetic energy, this beautiful, let me see how to say this. The force that binds all things in the universe, the ultimate, and we are facets. You who's watching this are a facet of the divine, and we forgot We simply forgot that we are just as powerful and capable as some of these beautiful prophets and beautiful light leaders that have lived before us, that will continue to live after us. But we keep going back to these stories from the sacred script and from, ancient books, and we keep forgetting that we are writing the story. We are writing the New Testament right now. And so we are called to continue to rise and to understand that we are just as worthy, just as capable, and telling our story, which is all that those were stories of how Spirit was downloading to them. And so this is what I am doing. I am now part of the New Testament. I am sharing my story and my trials and tribulations and everything that I have been through, and I am sharing in real time and documenting it. Just like the scribes back in ancient history were scribing and writing it down. And you need to know that your legacy, I think when I talk about past lives, or, I say things like there is no death, like if I die today, I'll be back again. And what I mean by that is legacy. So whether you believe in reincarnation or whether you believe in past lives, the truth is it's all happening simultaneously. So just like in Interstellar, time is very relative, and especially to God or the divine. Time is happening all at once. And so our sweet, beautiful, feeble, though, human minds can't really process infinite time and space. So we do our best, and God bless us, we do our best. But all of these dimensions of time are happening simultaneously. So I recognize that, I want to say this correctly, so let me just tap in here. There is nothing more important than the present moment. And oftentimes we get so lost in the past or in the future, which causes depression or anxiety, when really all we need to do is just step it back just a bit and recognize that there is nothing like the present moment. And how do we do that? How do we stay present? Well, there's all these spiritual practices, and for me, it's been waking up and meditating and doing breath work yesterday. My God, you guys, I've been a little scared of breath work, I'll be honest, because I know how powerful it is. And I do believe that there is such a divine experience in breath work, that if the church could come together and teach these practices, we would see revival like never, ever before. And so it makes me emotional. Because that's who God is. It's just breath. And yet we are holding our breath half the time as we walk through this human experience, forgetting that we are spirits. And so I just invite you to come back to just simple breathing. Breathe together. That's it. It's so simple. It's one of the most simple things, just to come back to your own breath. We are healing our nervous system. And just as our planet, our Mother Gaia, our beautiful, beautiful planet, who the Father, yes, Creator, created, right? The beautiful Creator created our mother, this beautiful planet, to nurture and hold us and raise us. I heard a friend of mine say just this week that it wasn't our parents who raised us, it was actually our planet. Because, right, the food that we eat is, come here, Cash, come here. The food that we eat is all, created by our beautiful planet, and we keep forgetting about her. And so this is what's happening, is the divine feminine is rising, and we are coming back to her story. And the reunification between the masculine and the feminine, this harmony, this balance of the polarity. So to wrap it all up in a bow again, if you are feeling bipolar in certain aspects and you are feeling like this internal battle, you are not alone. This is happening on a collective scale, that each of us are being called to reintegrate these energies within us. And so those of us that have kind of been called to, personally, I can speak, from experience, called to the LGBT community, I can say that we are on such a beautiful mission. And I know that to a lot of the, it breaks my heart, because a lot of the religious community is so confused by a lot of what's happening, but sacred wounding has caused a lot of this unbalance, because we forget that we are just simply energy. We're pure energy. And yes, while our human vessels, carry anatomy that holds different functions, that the truth is it all comes back to energy and balance in those. And that is why, I could get deeper into it, but even Christ, Yeshua, came back as a vessel, came into the world as a starseed on mission from an immaculate birth. Supposedly an immaculate birth. And I find that to be very interesting at such a time as this, because there are immaculate births happening in the LGBT community. So when I think of having my own children, if I do end up choosing to live my life with a woman, then we'll, have to call on seed being used and from, another individual. But I have dear, dear friends who are a lesbian couple, my friend Jess and her beautiful wife, Monica, who had a beautiful, beautiful baby from a donor. And if that is not, and they didn't, fornicate to create this new life, if that is not an immaculate birth, and if you are trying to tell me that that child is not on mission, I beg you to reconsider. We're in a shift, y'all. We're in such a shift in the amount of spiritual understanding that I have seen that this rainbow tribe, those of us that have identified and been able to come to this awareness, it has been massive. It has been massive. And the trans community, my goodness, what a stunning mission. And it is the unlovely. It is the unlovely that this beautiful Christ came to remind us. It is the unlovely. And Mother Teresa and all these beautiful prophets that sat with the unlovely. And so the trans community has really hit me in such a beautiful and profound way these days, because it is causing us to be conscious of saying he or she, but rather they, because we are on mission to remember that this is energy, and the divine lives within us. And so if this is the pendulum, if this is how the pendulum has swung so far, it is to bring us back to this balance. So sometimes radical things happen in our world, and this is it's coming to, and it's fantastic and so dynamic and beautiful, and one of the greatest stories to ever be told. And this is not new. This has happened before in ancient times as well. So we're again just facing that balance. So I hope this was enlightening. I hope this resonated with you and causes you to consider maybe just being a little sweeter and more tender to those of us that are walking a path of creating a new wave and a new understanding of who we all are as balanced forces of energy, both masculine and feminine in one vessel. Thank you for hearing me and listening and tuning in. I love you. And I look forward to tomorrow. Stay tuned. stay attuned, and have a magical, magical day.